सत्संग में रहो तो सद्गुण प्राप्ति होगा, बात ये सही है। और असत्संग में रहे तो असद्गुण प्राप्ति हो जाता है।
If somebody is in bad association, then he gets the bad sangha.
सड़ा गला पोटैटो जो है, आलू जो है,
if one potato is rotten,
but
if you keep that rotten potato in the sack of good potatoes, then in 2-3 days all the potatoes will become rotten, because of the association of one bad potato. The whole sack of potatoes become bad. So in this way, by doing the if you are seeing
पारमार्थिक विचार को आपको एक साथ में मिलाना नहीं चाहिए, तो लोग मिला देते, तो इसी के उदाहरण देते जा रहे हैं। देखो हम पहले ही कहा दिया रूप सनातन, ये किसका भजन करते थे?
रूप सनातन was doing bhajan of Radha Krishna.
राधा कृष्ण भजन करते थे। तो अनुपम के छोटे भाई वो राधा कृष्ण के भजन क्यों नहीं किया?
But why Anupam was not doing bhajan of Radha Krishna? Because he had already surrendered himself to the feet of Sitaram. So that is the meaning of Sthai Bhav. It means it's permanent. It cannot be changed. It means it's already permanent stage. Before it reaches the Sthai Bhav, no, green. I think you have to press the switch.
वही तो है, पंडित लोग वही उदाहरण दे देते हैं, पर ये उदाहरण नहीं है। वो जो लक्ष्मी नारायण के भजन करने वाले जो है भट्ट परिवार जो है, गोपाल भट्ट के ताऊ जी, पिताजी,
the Gopal Bhatta family who were doing puja of Lakshmi Narayan.
और महाप्रभु उनके निकट राधा गोविंद की, राधा कृष्ण की प्रेम माधुर्य रसमय कथा सुनाए।
But Mahaprabhu, he explained to them, he explained to them Radha Krishna, because that time they had not reached the Radha Sthai or permanent bhav. So that's why they were able to change from Lakshmi Narayan to Radha Krishna worship. So we have to understand this part. So what I was saying before, so it doesn't happen by association. Narad Muni, Dhruv Maharaj, he gave mantras to Dhruv Maharaj, but Dhruv Maharaj didn't become Gopi. He is called as Naradiya Gopi. Narad in many forms, he's in Krishna Lila and Ram Lila, but his main form is Naradiya Gopi. In Ujjal Nilmani Grantha, Vishnu Chakravarti Parth describes that in the commentary. Naradiya Gopi is his form. But Narad also gave mantra to Dhruv Maharaj. But Dhruv Maharaj did not become a Gopi. Have you ever heard? But he was chanting the mantra Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narad Maharaj gave him the example at when Prahlad Maharaj was in the womb. Now it's but we don't hear Prahlad Maharaj becoming a Gopi. And Narad also gave association to Pandavas as well. He went to their house.
बत भूरि भागा लोकांग पुनाति जो लुल के जे सांगेना बसती साक्षात है। नारद ऋषि कभी कभी जो है ये हस्तिनापुर में आ जाते थे।
Narada Rishi sometimes come to Hastinapur and associate with the stay with the Pandavas.
लोके बत भूरि भागा जे सांगेना बसती साक्षात गूढ़ं परब्रह्म मनुष्य लिंगम है। देख कोई ये लोग पांडव लोग कोई गोपी बनने के लिए तो प्रयास किया था।
But Pandavas
राधा कुंड में जाकर के पंच पांडव वृक्ष के रूप में तपस्या की।
Pandavas went to the Radha Kund and did tapasya as trees. But they could
उद्धव जी आज तक भी गुरुदेव कहते हैं, उद्धव जी आज तक ब्रज में राधा कुंड के निकट कुसुम सरोवर और कुसुम सरोवर की उल्टी तरफ जो है
उद्धव कुंड है। So even Uddhav, he is today in Uddhav Kund opposite Kusum Sarovar and who is doing austerities there. Thus vichar happens by potential. So if you do satsanga, you will get the good qualities. And if you do asatsanga, then you will get bad qualities. So in this way, material qualities come. But what is spiritual qualities? The spiritual one that is already when it reaches the sthai bhav, then it is there permanent. It cannot be changed. Like that, so many Mahaprabhu Leelas. There is in Chaitanya Charitamrita one devotee who is doing Ram Nam chanting. He in South India. But when he saw Mahaprabhu, then he saw that he was started chanting Krishna name. So Mahaprabhu said that, oh, you are Ram Bhakta, that's why you're chanting Ram. But you had the potential to become Krishna Bhakta. And there was one bhajan, one devotee who was doing Krishna bhajan. And when he saw Mahaprabhu, then he started chanting Ram Nam. Because in the association of Mahaprabhu, the persons or the devotees' actual potency came out. So what happens in Sadhu Sangha? The anartha nivriti, the bad qualities go away.
साधक के हृदय को निर्मल करा देना, हरि कथा आदि श्रवण आदि के द्वारा चित्त को क्या करना है? निर्मल। और निर्मल करते करते हरि कथा श्रवण आदि के द्वारा भगवत से शुद्ध सत्य विषयात्मा प्रेम
anartha nivriti, the cleansing of the heart happens, and then you reach gradual steps, ultimately reaching the stage of bhava. So sadhu sanga's mind is actually to cleansing the heart, and in clean heart the rays of the prema, then finally Sanbit and Ladini, they get manifest in our heart. Labho matra sadhu sange sarva siddhi hai. That's why Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that when the jeev is created, that is there. So Anupam, that's why could not do the Madhura bhajan. Same thing Mahaprabhu told Murari that, oh, you do Radha Krishna bhajan. But Murari Gupta was Ramchandra's. Mahaprabhu said, no problem, your Ishta is Ramchandra. Some pandits come and they give opposite meaning, but that is not the correct. Because he is pandit, we don't understand whether he is telling truth or correct. But the Shastras, they give the correct answer. But Mahaprabhu came to give the Anarpita Chiram, the Madhurya Bhav. But so Mahaprabhu's associates, they have different ras. So there are people from Dwarka, from Vrindavan, from associates from everywhere. So there is a special significance of Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu brought all his associates together. And then he took everybody and used in the Nam Sankirtan to give this. So in Madhurya Ras, all the rasas culminate. If you have $100, in $100 also includes the $10. You have to go to the shop and change it to $10. You cannot cut the $100 into 10 pieces and say, oh, this is $10. Similarly, you should understand, Madhurya Ras has this amalgamation of all the rasas. This is material example I am trying to give. So someone is from Dasa Ras. Madhurya has Vatsalya, Madhurya has Sakhya, Dasya, all of them. But the primary is conjugal in Madhurya Ras. But in Dasya, Madhurya Ras will not be there. One is enmical and one is friendly. There are two kinds of. So the Dasya Ras is considered enmical to the Madhurya Ras. So when you do Rasa Vichar, then when you do Rasa, the Sakhya Ras is considered actually, the Sakhya Ras is considered the friendly to Madhurya Ras. But Vatsalya Ras is considered enmical to Madhurya Ras. So this has to be considered. Sahayata karte. So Sakhya Ras, it actually, so when the milling of Radha and Krishna, Subal has a very friendly attitude or help towards that. So you can see Subal, how much he facilitates or helps in the meeting of Radha and Krishna. So like that you have heard many other. One time Krishna was very eager to meet Radha Krishna. But that day, because of Yogamaya, Radha Rani could not get out of Yavat. And Jyotila and Kutilat were guarding Radha Rani. So what did Shubal do? Shubla So then Subal said, so say, oh, we are very thirsty, give me water. So then he said, oh. So then he said, okay, you go inside and take water from my daughter-in-law Radha. So then Shubal went inside and told Radha that Krishna is waiting to eagerly to meet
तू
you.
मेरे ड्रेस ले ले। सुबल ने क्या कि अपने ड्रेस जो है राधा जी को दे
So then,
राधा जी के
when
ड्रेस
hearing
पहन
that,
करके सुबल
then Subal said,
वहीं
okay,
पर से बात
Radha, you take my
जाओ
dress, and they changed the dress.
बस
And by
राधा जी
changing
ने
the
क्या
dress,
कि सुबल के ड्रेस पहन ली
and
और वही
Radharani wore
बछिया के जो
Subal's
है
dress.
अपने बखत से लेकर के वहीं से निकल
So then, wearing Subal's dress, Radharani came out,
पता सुना
took the
कृष्ण
calf, and
इसके
went
सुबल
to meet
मुगल
Krishna.
राज
So that's why. So that is how it happened in that day of Gopashtami, like that.
ऐसे करते करते वहीं पर आ गए कृष्ण देखा तो राधा जी नहीं आई कौन आया है सुबल आया
Krishna saw, oh, Radharani
तो
did not
सुबल
come,
के
Subal
सर
came.
से राधा जी कहने लगे हे कृष्ण ये राधा जी तो आई नहीं
So Krishna then said,
मैं
hey,
चंद्रावुल
Subal.
के बुला करके लाए चंद्रावुल के बुला बोले देखो दूध के जो साथ जो है थोड़ा मट्ठा में थोड़ी होता है
So then Subal
राधा बिना मैं नहीं जा सकता
Subal said, oh, Radha did
और
not
ऐसे
come.
करके कृष्ण मूर्छित हो गए कृष्ण ऐसे मूर्छा देख करके स्वयं राधा जी कहने लगे हे कृष्ण मैं सुबह में आई नहीं
Then Subal started joking with Krishna, oh, should I bring Chandravali? Then Krishna said, no, with the taste of buttermilk can never give the taste of actual milk. So then, and thinking like that, Krishna fainted. Then Subal, who was actually Radharani, she said, oh, I am Radharani here. Krishna के पास
राधा कुंड के पास है अब आएंगे अब देखो जब मैंने बसता है इसमें समय ललिता सखी आदि आकर के जटिला कुटिला के बोले देखो आपके घर में पानी नहीं है आपके बहू जी हमारे साथ जाए पानी भर करके ला जटिला कुटिला बोला था ठीक है ले जाए
So then now
सुबह ने किया कि राधा जी के कपड़ा तो पहने ही थे और सुबह खड़ा लेकर चल पड़े
so then
आकर के फिर वही राधा कुंड में जाकर के वेश बदल दिया
So then Lalita Vishaka came and they took Subal, who was wearing Radha's dress, to Radha Kund, and then there they again met and they exchanged the dress, and then finally Radharani could come back with them back to her house. So that is why Sakharas is said to nourish the Madhurya Ras or the conjugal rasa. So that's why Sakhya Ras and Madhurya Ras, they are considered friendly to each other, like how one friend helps another friend. So that's why they are called friendly rasa. So Sakhya Ras is friendly ras to Dasya Ras. Sorry, Sakhya Ras is friendly ras to Madhurya Ras. But Dasya Bhav or Dasya Ras, servant Ras, they and also Vatsala Ras, both of these are considered enmical to Madhurya Ras. Satru Ras, Madhurya Ras ke saath. Dasya Ras and Vatsala Ras are enmical to Madhurya Ras.
इसलिए शास्त्र में जब कौन रस किसके मित्र होता है किसको रस किसके शत्रु होता है ये विचार दीजिए.
So this is a very subtle matter to understand which ras is friendly and which ras is enmical to the another ras. So like this way there are many very subtle considerations that we have to consider. So those who consider these things, they are only able to understand. The lotus, the lotus is blooming in the pond. In the same pond there is also frogs staying. But the frog is not able to taste the beautiful fragrance of the lotus. Instead, they may be sitting on that lotus and doing all nonsense works, stool and urine. Because the frog doesn't have that quality to able to understand the taste of that beauty of the lotus. But a honeybee is able to take the fragrant and the taste of the
ठीक
lotus.
उसी प्रकार
In the same way,
रस विचार में जो जैसे रस होता है उसी प्रकार संगे
in the rasa vichar, also in the analysis of the
ये
rasas,
संतोषिता ही
those who are able, they only can understand the subtle
पंडित लोग
meanings
इस
of the
श्लोक के लेकर
rasas.
के इस श्लोक के एक श्लोक इधर ले लेते हैं उधर के श्लोक और ले लेते हैं
But
अगर कभी कभी पंडित लोग अपने एक श्लोक रचना कर देते
but the
और लोगों के
so-called mundane scholars, they just don't understand it, and they will make wrong meanings out of this.
पंडितों के काम तो वही है, पंडित के काम कुछ नहीं है.
So that is the work of mundane scholars.
सब क्या है? बेगुन कहा जाता है.
So that's why they are called as eggplant, brinjal.
बीरबल के पूछा, बीरबल बेगुन अच्छा है. बीरबल कहा हाँ जी बेगुन अच्छा है. क्यों?
So King Akbar, he asked Birbal, "Oh, how do you think is eggplant good?" He said, "Yeah, yes, eggplant is good because whatever vegetable you put in that eggplant, it takes that taste from there." After some time, Akbar said, "Oh, the eggplant is not good. It doesn't have any qualities." And Birbal said, "Yes, it's very bad." He said, "Yeah, it's very bad because if you eat too much eggplant, you will have eruptions and skin itching and all of that." He said, "If you have itching problem, then whatever fun you get from eating laddus and kachuris, but when you have itching, you feel more satisfaction by doing that itching." So Akbar said, "Why is that when I say begun is good, eggplant is good, you say it's good, and when I say it's not good, then you say it's not good?" But then Birbal said, "Because I am not servant of eggplant, I am your servant, so whatever you say, it's my duty to follow that." Because when you sing the glories of the king will be happy and he will give you something. So that's why when the king says yes, he is saying yes, and when king says no, he is saying no. So like that, mundane scholars, they are like that. He said when he goes to the Mayavadi place, he will do Mayavadi explanation. Then when he come to the Gauriya Vaishnavas, then he will talk about Rasa Katha. And he will all tell these Rasa Slokas. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Ujjal, and all of these Shlokas he will quote. Because mundane scholars say, what am I like? Because I'm not going to either Brahma. So in Chanchana they are called as Kharjatiya. Otherwise, who is going to ask about that? गौरी वैष्णव के पास जाकर के आप गौरी वैष्णव की निंदा करो तो उसको आपको निकाल दीजिए पंडित जी बोले हमें क्या लेना देना. So the mundane scholars say we neither have anything to do with the rasas, neither we have to go into Brahma. We want to be scholar, that's all. So that we can tell something so that people will like and we can get some good income. That is our thing. So that we can get profit, name, fame, adoration. Otherwise, the mundane scholars, they don't have it. So they will not actually tell you the proper rasa analysis.
সকলকে নিয়ে প্রোগ্রাম করতেন সেইখানে গিয়ে সকলকে সম্মান করে এভরিবডি যায় যে তুমি যদি পান খাও তাহলে নরকে যায় তুমি কি করলে আর গোপীনাথ ঠাকুর সকলকে সম্মান করে জুড়েছি এখন প্রচারে আমাদের কি করা উচিত एक व्यक्ति के हम तब बोलेंगे जब हमारे प्रति श्रद्धा.
So I can only preach to somebody when that person has respect for me. Otherwise, if I tell him or her he will not
एक
accept that.
व्यक्ति पान चिबाते,
So,
तंबाकू लेते,
so there are five things
और क्या
about one.
हुक्का,
He is taking
हुक्का लेते पहले आ जाए,
tobacco or hookah like that.
आप उसके पास जाओ, उसके
So,
पास जाके उससे विरुद्ध बोलो, सुनेंगे?
so now if you go
ठीक
to
है, आप
him,
जो करें करो, भगवान के नाम पर कर दो, धीरे धीरे उनके श्रद्धा बढ़ेगी, अपने श्रद्धा को जमाना पड़ेगा।
if you go and start telling about,
हमारे
oh,
प्रति
stop
यदि आपकी
doing
श्रद्धा नहीं
this
है,
cigar, he
हम
may not
आपके
listen.
प्रति
So you go and start
कुछ बोले,
telling
आप
Harikatha
विरोध
and
विरोध हो जाए,
you increase
इसमें
his
शास्त्र में
faith,
कहते हैं
increase
विरोध
his sadhya.
उनके प्रचार करने के यही तरीका है,
So to preach means to actually go and increase his sadhya first.
क्योंकि समय देश काल पात्र के अनुसार,
Because according to time, place and
प्रचार की
circumstance,
विशेष वैशिष्टता है।
so there is different ways to preach.
पहले एक व्यक्ति के प्रति हमें क्या करना पड़ेगा? श्रद्धा।
So first thing is that you have to increase the shraddha or the faith. And if he doesn't have faith and you go and start telling him why you don't do Ekadashi, why you are taking this thing. So first you have to take his faith, his trust, make him a good loving relation between you and him.
प्रचार करने के लिए लोगों की क्या करना पड़ेगा? उनके प्रति हमें श्रद्धा उत्पन्न।
So for that we have to have shraddha to that person. And when that person has shraddha, faith, then you can say, oh, the scripture says that Ekadashi is, scripture say Ekadashi, if you take grains, then it is sinful. You get a lot of papa. Because in the grains there is sin personified in there. So that is why you should not immediately go and speak harshly to him. Just like a small boy, he doesn't want to eat. He says, that mother will say, oh, yeah, my boy, if you don't eat food, then you will not get strong, you will be weak. And that way, then like that, it takes 3 hours to feed one small boy because he doesn't want to eat. But with love and affection, that boy is fed. It takes sometimes 3 months. And then when that boy grows up, then he doesn't need 3 hours. Then he comes and says, mother, oh, give me food, and he will eat himself. So like that we have to also, if the person doesn't have faith or shraddha, then if I try to break his actions, he will not accept it. Sometimes you have skin disease. So if that is not properly mature and you try to take the skin out, then blood will come out. So then you tell, oh, don't eat now. When the healing happens inside, then you take the skin, then blood will not come.
स्किन जब तक वो नहीं सूख रहे हैं और उसको थोड़ा सा सूख गया, उसको उठाने के प्रयास करो तो खून समेत वो निकल जाता है, फिर वो और भी आपको तकलीफ होगा। किंतु देखो वही खुजली जब
but when that healing is healed and dried, then you can easily take the skin and there will not be any blood coming out.
हमें एक व्यक्ति के अपने विचार को उनके स्थापित करने के लिए, विचार बनाने के लिए उनके प्रति एक क्या करना पड़ेगा?
So the significance is that for us also we need to go and create that shraddha, that faith in that person. And if that faith or shraddha is not there, if you say 1,000 things, it may actually act opposite way. If you tell him that, oh, don't eat onion, don't eat garlic, don't eat this thing in Chaturmas, this, that, then he will. So whoever comes, give them love, affection, give them nice prasad, and that way the Hari Smaranam will happen. So that's why Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada said, chant holy name and take prasad. That is the food for life. He will not do any other work. So use or utilize him in that way. So that way you engage them in some service. Use them in distributing prasads. Put them in some service. And by doing this service, gradually their pious credits will come up. And then gradually he will be able to leave other things and become devotee. Jai! Hari Bol!